King Alcohol has many forms by which he catches man. He is a beast of many horns, and ever thus has been. For there's rum, and gin, and beer, and wine, and brandy of logwood hue, and hawk, and port, and flip, combined to make a man look blue. He says be merry, for his good sherry, and Tom and Jerry, champagne and Perry.
I'm pretty sure that's what my grandfather did, and my father.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, but no, I've tried to change that.
Yeah, I guess it's a good thing I don't have kids then.
Yeah.
Lots of spankings from the grandparents.
Or at least I might have kids, but I'm doing exactly what. But yeah, it's not talking to them, and I don't know if they exist.
I don't know what love is. Anyway,
I know what love is. It's in my hand. And no, it's not my beer. And no, it's my beer.
I want to know what love is.
It's my beer.
To quote,
show us all what love is.
Foreigner.
I know you can show me.
Welcome to Blind Pigs.
What?
We're on the air.
Oh, you're a dick. He's doing that pre-recording stuff again.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when we let him control the actual computer. What am I doing? I have a beer in my hand. That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah, I haven't had this in a long time. I'm glad you brought it. Chris Baird is with us tonight. Chris?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, buddy.
Brought a little Lagunitas, a little something.
I had those on 4th of July. Our friend Ben.
What's the one they fucked up, but then it ended up getting a big seller? Wasn't it like brown sugar or something like that? There's two variants. And
I'm pretty sure it was all of them.
Ouch.
It was a fuck up, and then they ended up making another. That was pretty good. But it was
there.
No, they do. I mean, I said we drink so much crab beer that you forget sometimes you have a lot of good stuff.
The macro micros.
About them. Yeah. Then I think I was another.
Is this a macro micro?
Basically, yeah.
I got that. I got that the more I saw it. I'd never heard of it, and it was presented to me 4th of July.
Yeah.
And I was listening to music, and I got about 2.5 into it, and I was like, what's the alcohol content on those?
It reminds me a little, I don't know why, I'm trying to place it, a little champagne velvety. And maybe I'm just got a bad memory of or not bad memory, but a faded memory of my champagne velvet.
A little bit,
you know
but
what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's an ale, but it's there is a little. I can get that. It's got the velvety texture.
Yeah,
but I mean, I can see you get that out of it.
Yeah, it's got a nice.
I do some research, but apparently Google's down.
Oh, Google's not working today?
I don't know. I got 5 bars. I got 4 bars, and I can't get a single signal out.
Russians are coming.
Oh no, it's that 5G UW. So. The ultra wide band that Verizon always touts, the 5G, is fucking actually horrible.
Is it really?
The amount of times I cannot get actual internet access.
Oh no shit.
On that 5G UW is ridiculous. Sorry, we're not getting a sponsorship from Verizon either. But dude, yeah, it's been awful. So on some of the boards, they do their best to delete those statements across the internet. But holy shit, I'd rather just get back to 4G LTE would be just at least stable. Yep.
You're looking for a little bit of that?
Well, no, I was looking for the what he was talking about on the Lagunitas mistake one to see if I could research that one a little bit.
I don't know if we talked about that in a previous show or if it was just it was a long time ago, but but it was a decent beer. They had a lot of decent beers. It just
It's just but our job is not to necessarily go for these. Our job is to find the other small beers and do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, these guys expanded a while back, and they got now they're over the damn place. But once they hit Chicago, they got pretty big over here, so you can get it everywhere. But we got good beers.
7.5%. That's what.
Is it 7.5?
Yeah.
It's a little something.
A little something.
It's good
oh really? Damn.
I know. That's.
I didn't know it'd be that high.
I didn't think so. I figured about 5.5.
Yeah, that's a party in a can.
I would think Lagunitas would stick with like 6 and below just for
the macro of the.
Well, no, the price point versus the amount of ingredients to get the gravity up that high, and selling them. Are they sold in 6-packs or 4-packs?
6-packs, right? Yeah.
Which is usually like 7.5s and higher. Usually sold in like 4-packs. Mm-hmm. Just because they tend to hoard those a little bit because it's a little harder to keep that high. To do that high gravity at bulk.
These guys can afford to do the 6-packs.
Yeah, look at that.
I literally can't get on the internet. That's fucking annoying.
Do you want to use my phone?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I've got a real phone.
I have AT&T. Oh, is that an iPhone? Jeez. Wow, discrimination.
My phone works wherever I go.
Sure, whatever.
Got to round up all the Android users and
move
them into one neighborhood.
Oh yeah, you know me. We're gonna. No, I'm not even gonna go there.
Anyway, I got to listen to some
Get in
live
trouble
music
using
this
certain
weekend.
words. Yeah.
Actually, we all did. Hey, Chris. You actually got to deliver some live music.
I did.
Oh,
we got to
did
listen
he?
to some live music. Yeah, he was at the porch. What's it called?
Noblesville
Downtown
Front Porch
Front
Music
Porch.
Festival.
Yeah.
He should have played the. He should have played the thing.
Cammy's
we were at.
Cause. Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Someday,
next
maybe.
Yeah, he likes to get different bands in there, but it's always a.
There are bands that do covers there,
Yeah.
but they do. It was actually pretty good. Like Mank and Sass, she is. Have you heard Mank and Sass?
No.
She's phenomenal. Her voice is spectacular, and it's really they think they were doing more of an acoustic set ish kind of stuff, but she'll just break Tina Turner into something else, and her voice is spectacular.
Oh,
Yeah, they did a good
I'm
job.
jealous. Yeah,
Yeah, no, pick up Mank and Sass. They're actually pretty good.
for sure.
And then St. Aubin, I actually found St. Aubin
That's
very
they were-
good.
Yeah, they were a good.
They
band.
said they were really high energy.
Very full, a lot because it was very synth. He's got synth run and stuff, but they were able to fill, and that's some of the stuff like I like much. It's always hard for me to describe it, even since I don't use the right probably musical terms. But it's reminiscent of things like the Killers for me, where there's just a full, the synth and the guitar and all it fills the empty space and adds a texture to it that I actually very like, and so they did that spectacularly, and he plays guitar and the originally a drummer, so he swapped back and forth. They like swap places.
Interesting.
All three of them.
Oh wow, yeah, I like
The
it.
kid was playing. There was a young. All right, he looked like he was 15.
Yeah,
I think he was
I don't know
probably
how old he
older.
was, but- yeah,
he
he
was
probably
playing
was, but
guitar.
he
And
the
there's some of
synths.
that switching going on in Audiodacity, right? They do the same thing, right? Don't they?
Yeah,
they switch around a little bit. I know, or at least they did. I don't know if they did.
I don't know if they do
this
much
weekend.
anymore.
There,
but yeah.
there are a few of them that I didn't.
Oh,
weren't
they're
there, so-
settling into their positions.
No, well, I don't know
I
about
think they
settling
still-
in. Adam's still.
least
Adam's,
for- yeah.
Adam's still nuts.
Yeah. May have just been that the set they did that day, and I don't know, but it was. I mean, they're always good. And
Yeah, it was
a-
a good time.
yeah, definitely. Make some stage changes next year, maybe. Get a little more because it was hotter than hell, and it was so funny because we were off on the side, we're all shaded in by the
Yeah.
backstage, but they were watching just a little tiny patch of shade when at noon when it's like the band's kicked off, and the people that were out there were all in this little patch of shade,
Huddled in the
just
shade to
about
the
way
right
to
of
the right
stage
of
that
the
you
stage.
can't really play to. So
As the evening's starting to you could see people slowly moving as the shade moves, and people are moving closer to it. It was pretty funny.
We talked to Jared though. It was like put a couple communal tents out there, and people will, because anybody who was out there was hiding under the sound guy's tent,
Right.
in the center. So
I've seen that. I've seen that out here at Deer Creek.
Right.
Where
Yeah.
you get there because I'd love to get there early to get to the front of the lawn.
Oh yeah.
For shows, and I remember showing up, and some of them they were just like everybody's all clumped over in the shade,
Yep.
and then it just starts to fill up as the sun moves.
Yeah, I think you're gonna be in there, and you're out for all the event.
bring
that
a
sun.
big, bring that big
Yeah.
umbrella, bring
Yeah.
that pop up tent.
Yeah.
But which some did.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of them did.
Some did.
But
They've
they
been
were
before,
still
but-
far back under the shade, under the trees that were further away from the stage. So, again, you learn every year to do something new.
But yeah, it's a great spot, and just
it
it's
was
always
real
a great
nice. It was real
event, great
fun.
bands, and a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wanted to be out there, but I had stuff going on. We were
Yeah.
playing.
Brendan had to get rescued from the bouncy house.
I was. Yeah, it's funny you talk about the sun. I pulled up with the SUV with all the gear in it.
Oh, you got to haul all the gear too?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the lead singer.
Gear Brothers. There you go.
Yeah. So I pull up. The front porch we're playing on is facing north, right? And I was like, yes, and it was just big trees. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Covered porch, so
yeah.
we're just shaded. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
couldn't ask for a better porch.
He brought 3 things. And he forgot 2.
We got one.
I always tease him. My car's loaded to the gills, and he's here with like 3 things in his shirt.
Now I did say I would come the night before and
I
pack
know, I was
that
teasing.
my
I know, I was
vehicle
teasing
and then
you.
pick you.
I
And
know,
you
I was-
didn't want to do that, so
I know, I
don't
was
wanna hear it.
teasing.
Trying to make it look
I
bad.
give a
and
shit, but yeah.
You had
Yeah, I did.
You had no, but you didn't want to take it.
Yeah, but then I had to. Oh no, I was at my uncle's. You'd have had to go to the garage and hope you got all the stuff.
Oh,
That was really
good.
good. I
that
was
would've been
taking
a
care of
bad
my
idea.
uncle.
That
Yeah,
would've
yeah,
been a
that's
really
what I'm
bad
saying.
idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was. I had to.
I could
'cause
have a
was-
checklist. I
Yeah,
could get some.
because Friday nights tonight I watch. I help watch my uncle, and so I had to get it all kind of prepped before I got over there. So, yeah, it would have just been easier.
So you took the big rig with you?
Yeah, we use the big rig on those. It's a little easier.
Easier
Although
and just
well,
the
a
setup
little
looks better.
more professional.
Yeah.
Sorry, how's that?
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this would have been easier, but it looked a little jankier because we've got the whole table, with the big boom mics and the big boom arms and all that, which I need to tweak that table a bit.
We can make some kind of a display or something. I mean, it just looks too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like. Yeah. For a home show, it's perfect. But
Yeah,
Or a
yeah,
road
the-
show.
yeah.
Being on
You
the
need to
road.
build
yeah.
you a wood table, and really mount those fucking things
No,
in there,
no, no,
right?
no,
and then we'll just get a nice blind pig
Yeah, let's
confessions,
just make it all out of
rotating orb
oak
logo.
and it's 900 pounds to lift out, and let's just do
Have
that.
to get a trailer now.
You need to look for like a little Sprinter van or something for like
I
a
know.
grand that we can just put a big giant magnet, of blind pigs on the
Yeah.
side that I can haul in, so I'm not
you have
wrecking the back of my new car. I'm so careful. The new car is not as big as the old car as far as the
Right.
trunk, and I'm super careful. I need to get some more big sheets of cardboard because the back protector I have on it is rubber and
Right.
nothing slides. So I'm like super careful loading it in because I'm trying not to scratch all the.
Yeah, you don't want to scratch it because
plastic.
the damn thing's worth 20 grand more than you paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
And everything's made out of plastic. All the internal panels, on all the
Right.
cars now are made out. They're plastic, but they're textured plastic, and there's no way you're getting buffing that out without
No.
replacing the whole
No.
fucking
No.
thing.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm like, son of a bitch. So, but yeah, it takes a little getting used to. That rig is, it's literally just probably a couple square feet too small for all of it.
For everything, yeah.
Yeah. Back then, other than the Nitro had, but again, I had the luxury of the Nitro was all scratched up anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you just throw it in there. Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
but no, good time.
I could see a nice van, self-contained
Right. I know.
system
Just-
already
I know.
mounted
Just-
in there.
yeah.
Just have one side that just flops down
Yep.
and
There you go. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
I'd just be happy with a little Sprinter van.
some gold wing
how we can find
doors.
one.
Yeah,
like-
there you go. That was my original plan. So when I bought the Nitro, I was DJing at a hip hop club, and I had just finished and decked out my entire new rig. It was all in a giant coffin case. I had the 2 CD players, my board. I could literally just pop open the top, open up I had a keyboard stand, and I would pop the top down and put my rig right on top, and I was up and running in 15 minutes. And it fit the width of the Nitro perfectly. And the Nitro actually had a slide out. That was kind of my original plan, was to kind of have some speakers in and just slide out, and boom, I'm ready. I'm ready for block parties or anything like that. That because it literally just slid perfect in there.
Yeah.
With this whole coffin case setup that I made.
Well, that
15
dream is dead, Pat.
Yeah, I know. Shut up.
Time to move on. We'll get a Sprinter van. We just should find one. And
For like a grand, yeah.
Yeah. Use it. Fine.
It doesn't have to run right. I'm not saving the planet. I don't care if it's belching out black smoke. Whatever.
We'll get it going. We'll get us there. Yeah, let's a little cheers. Maybe.
What are you doing?
I want to talk about this beer right here. We
Something,
haven't
something. Oh, we already talked. I thought we talked
Well,
about
yeah,
something.
I like some. I like
Oh,
it,
we
man.
passed the something, something?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It's a good beer. It's a. It's great taste, and I think it's a nice summer beer.
Well, yeah, I didn't know. Like I said,
Take
I
the
didn't
shit
know I
out
was
of it.
starting out with a 7.5%.
It's a crusher to me.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't know
thanks,
either. I kind of forgot, because when I drank it last time, I just forgot everything. So.
But yeah, I think it's an easy crusher. I mean, it's
He's
just,
like, yeah. He's like the guy selling weed. No, don't smoke those ones. Shit. I gave you the laced ones.
Yeah, there was something about the taste of this that I'm
It's bitter. It's very bitter on the dry on the back end.
but not in a bad way.
No,
in
not
a
bad.
Good
I don't know-
bitter,
I'm not a ton of these. I don't think I could do a ton of these.
right.
Just because there is something powerful. A little 7.5 all straight in a row would be bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's great. It's clean. It's a light. It's a good ale. So
Makes me sing good.
does it?
Yep.
well, you thought.
Makes you think
You think.
I'll tell you, have you listened back to the video?
Honestly, no.
First
but-
half was
Do
great.
you guys actually record the session, the
Yeah.
events, or no?
Well, that one was recorded, but I didn't hear it.
Did you check with that old lady, and did she record it?
People were like, "Well,
The old lady who has the shrine to you.
there was a band playing on that 4th of July out on the lake. The folks that were sponsoring having that party, it was on the lake, and it's a band called the.
How do you get a band out on a lake?
Well, they're on the patio facing the lake.
Okay.
The boats
Pontoon.
are going by. Yeah.
Well,
So
can.
no, they're on the patio of the house.
Pontoon and
but
a
it's
generator.
on the lake. The house is.
Okay.
When it's on the lake, it actually means that it's actually on the shore next to the lake.
Gotcha. Okay.
Pat's a Texas guy. He doesn't know
Texas
water.
guy. He's from all over the
A
place.
house on the lake, that's called a houseboat.
Right?
Dun, 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 dun. I'm Pat.
And
Yeah, so this band, Kindle Purdy band, they were playing. They were tight, man. They were really good. And then, like, the guy said, "Hey, Chris sings," and
did you sing with the Kendall Purdy band?
I sang with the Kindle Purdy bands, and they were like, "Hey, what do you want
join?
to sing?" And I was like, "I don't know. I would just do this Rod Stewart Faces number, Stay With Me."
Yeah.
And they were like, "That's a tough song, man. You sure you can do that?" And I was like, "I don't know, maybe." Of course, then I slayed it. Yeah.
I feel like he was just out doing karaoke. Well, with a live band.
That's kind of what I was doing there. Everything I do is karaoke with a live band.
Hey, what do you got in your karaoke book?
I can't remember lyrics for the life of me, unfortunately.
Well, how the hell did you sing the song then? Just fake it? Oh, okay. Just reading the lyrics off the phone?
Well, I have them as a point of reference. It's because I'm a perfectionist. I don't want to screw anything up. I hate when people screw up lyrics.
But you said you don't remember them, so do you pre-read or do you read it while you're singing?
No, I have them as a reference while I'm singing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I shouldn't be confessing this. Now everybody's going to be looking for them.
No. I mean, but if you're, I get one if it's one you're not used to singing all the time. Sure. All right. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Scrolls up even and everything.
All right.
Yeah,
Again, I'm not
Pat's
trying
picturing
to.
you on stage with a sheet book, and you're changing. That would actually.
No, I just thought he had it all in his head.
I mean, the orchestra, they get to use sheet music.
Right. Oh, no, I
right?
thought you
Why
had it
can't
all
I?
in your head. If you picked that song, I figured you knew that
There's
song
way too
by
many
heart.
songs. Oh, my God.
Well, I
no,
figured
there's
you would
way
have
too
known
many
that song by heart if that's the song you asked them that you wanted to sing.
There's a lot of songs in my band plays that are not songs that I would have picked myself.
Gotcha.
So it's really hard to listen to those over. Songs that I like, I
Yeah.
listen incessantly, and then I know them. So I
Right,
don't
of
need
course,
lyrics.
yeah.
But the ones that I don't, I can't stomach listening over and over again. If my bandmates listen to this, I'm in trouble.
That's why you're always doing the Taylor Swift stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
Do you ever start reading the lyrics of a song you thought you knew and realize that, fuck, I've been saying that wrong the whole fucking time?
No. Oh, no. Well, that's funny that you say that, Matt, because there were a lot of songs that I've been listening to, like I'd known and listened to on the radio my whole life.
Sure.
And then the band goes, "Hey, let's do that song," and I go, "Hey, let's look at the lyrics formally," and I'd be like, "Is that what the fuck this song is about?" Gross. This is a weird song. Those lyrics, I had no idea. And that is not an uncommon occurrence.
You're like, he says big old jet airliner? I thought he said bingo jet had a light on. Holy shit. That's crazy.
It was like we were listening to Band on the Run.
Yeah.
And my son Henry, I was like, Band on the Run, and then my son Henry, my oldest boy, he goes like this. He goes, Band on the Run? He's like, I thought that was Man on a Rug. It's like, all these years I thought it was Man on a Rug. And I was like, how did you get Man on a Rug?
Yeah. What? Did you think he was?
Did you listen to the other lyrics around it?
But if you think about it, Band on a Run doesn't make much sense.
No, not either, yeah.
It's not as, Man on a Rug is about as bad as Band on a Run.
Yeah, it was the 70s. And
Yeah.
There's a lot of drugs going on.
Yeah.
Nobody.
There's a lot of men on the road back then. Burt Reynolds did that big spread. And,
I don't know, what did Burt, I don't want to know what Burt Reynolds spread.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about that.
Burt Reynolds, he was a shit.
it was
man.
a famous
Holy
with him
shit.
with him on the bearskin rug, like in.
Oh, yeah, I
Play-
know. Yeah, I remember. Yes.
Play Girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
You got that edition still. You got it. Yes, you do.
No. Shut up.
Dude, Smokey and the Bandit. Jackie Gleason's one of my favorite actors of all time. So
Yeah, he was
Oh,
funny.
in fact, I just recently went back and because I have all the Honeymooners on DVD. I put those on while I'm working. And
Nothing like watching old school domestic violence.
love it. It's completely inappropriate and not yeah.
Oh no, but that's the weird part. If you got to watch it through the eyes of the time,
Sure.
not through the eyes of today.
But not anymore, because now they're trying to condemn all these people from all
You
this
can't.
crap with this stuff going on now. It's just like
But again, it's because
Bitching about.
you get a lot of the people of today again watching it because it's on demand. It's ready. They can watch it whenever, but they're not watching it in the context of that.
Right.
Yes, you can. Oh yeah, that didn't age well at all. You
Yeah.
know, but there's also other pieces. But they're just
Yeah.
they're looking for something to be angry about
Yeah.
and stuff. So
Yeah.
same thing with bands from the old. Even with the music from the old
shit,
days.
those guys
Oh
are
my
talking
God,
about
blah, blah.
talking about young
Oh,
women
yeah.
all the time and
Yeah. So yeah, it's just where we're at with the readily available information. They're choosing the wrong things to use that information for.
yeah.
I mean, we have access
Don't
to
bitch now. Your grandparents
Yeah.
should have been worried about it, and they weren't. So just
yeah,
get over
we
it.
have
move on.
we have access to
We're
a
here
wealth
now.
of knowledge, and we use it to fucking troll
Yeah.
and bitch about things from the past.
Go back and censor the very
Yeah.
vehicles that gave us the
Yeah.
freedom of
And
knowledge.
fine if you want. Yeah, I mean, we had censored movies all the time. We had censored music all the time when you saw it on broadcast TV. Did they bleep out? Yeah, this, or did they cut scenes from certain movies? Sure, but you're wasting your energy in the wrong shit.
Well, wasn't it interesting that there was there was this puritanical censorship that was established that created American stand-up comedy,
Oh right.
right? Or even film, where they learned to work around the censorship.
Oh yeah.
And it created this the most amazing comedy ever. That's
Well, you had to be intellectual comedy.
yeah. So they
had
found
to.
they wordplay and
Yeah.
I'm going to say this wrong. Was it double entendre?
Double
Entendre?
entendre.
Yeah. Okay. So all these.
Entendre. Sorry, Pat.
Yes. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
But it was like all this effort went in. They found ways to work around it and to make comedy that still
Sure.
hit the same mark. They implied
Yeah.
the dirtiness in an intelligent, smart, and funny way.
Sure.
And then now we go back and people are like, "Well, that's inappropriate." And you're like, "These fucking
Inappropriate.
people worked so hard to get
Right.
there, and now you're gonna."
Well, because they did a lot of
shit
that too,
on
though,
them.
and there was a point though where they just said "fuck it," and everybody just blew through with just the rankest and most nasty comedy that was
Yeah,
out
it's
there.
true. It's true.
But still, it's like, so you're offended by that versus the shit that followed.
Well, it was funny with the honeymooners, like, a lot of that implied violence, it was like, oh, Alice.
But he never did.
But he never did. But it was also in response to, and if you think about the context of that time period culturally, she was standing up to him,
Yeah.
which
Oh
was,
yeah, which not
which
supposed
was
to do.
not supposed to be happening. So it was like they were showcasing sort of this pre-women's liberation thing.
Right.
And he was responding with this implied violence, but it was all kind of in humor.
Yeah.
And
It's
So-
like Archie Bunker, just saying.
Well,
Some
right,
people
but
are like,
if
getting
you've
offended
got
now.
to read the subtext of the show, yeah, was he horrible? Yes, but that's why you had the contrast. That's why you had this. But it was still reality of the day, and their point was trying to make it farcical.
yeah.
So
But at the
instead
but
of
at the-
nearsical.
But at the end, he was always like, baby, you're the greatest.
But he grew,
Come
and,
on.
yeah,
it was they made up.
and you show, then you subtly showed growth where you could without completely pissing off the censors and everybody, and you could subtly raise
Fantastic show.
Issues.
Yeah.
Without having to be blatant about it, But yeah,
Yeah.
It was always. But music, same way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think music, same way.
yeah. When they started slapping the warning
Oh, that was so funny.
warning advisors.
Do they
and-
still
and-
do that? Is there still?
I
Are there
don't-
still warning? Is there still like you can't buy this
Well,
album if you're under 18?
It is on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah, on Spotify. There's explicit lyrics.
know if it
No,
there's
I
a
know
little
it says
annotation.
explicit lyrics, but can you not buy this? Can you still have to be like 18 to buy the song? Because they put that. There was that point where you had to be 18 to buy a
yeah.
Oh,
song.
that's interesting.
the PMRC. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, it was like going to a movie. You couldn't go to Tower Records and buy
And it totally backfired.
You couldn't buy 2 Live Crew if you were under like 18. Or
well, you're not supposed to, but it backfired because then more kids had it than anybody else. Because they're, well, I can't have that. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it somehow.
And then why do you think they started? Someone figured out how to do sharing and internet. They're like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, that's the thing. You stop people from doing what they should be able to do freely, and then they're going to find other ways to do it around. It's like it's so stupid.
They'd have learned their lesson back in the 20s.
Nope, should have learned before that.
Really?
They've never.
What happened back in the 20s?
I don't know, man. But again, you'd think they'd learn their lesson. We spend all this money, time, and energy battling the wrong battle.
Squeezing
lyrics, battling music, battling video games, battling TV, a giant decades wasted on battling weed.
Drugs in general.
I get drugs in general, but there are some nasty ones. Fentanyl ain't no joke.
Sure.
But that's
all
not
the stuff coming out,
Yeah.
those are no joke.
Right, but why are they there? Why are they doing it?
Granted, exactly.
Because they
know they're having a hard time dealing. Not dealing drugs. I mean, dealing with life. They're messing with people that are just having a hard time dealing.
Those could both be together.
Yes.
Where are my customers?
My point being, though, they attack the wrong thing.
Junior
every
high
time.
has changed.
The Puritan whatever mindset of don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, other than it's wasted so much time and energy over the decades and the century.
Yeah.
It amazes me. It frustrates the shit out of me.
Can't go
Just
sell
left and
weed to
right.
the kids at the school when they're getting their drugs free at home from mom and dad, and they're off right out of their right out of their cabin.
I learned it by watching you.
Yeah.
Which was pretty fucking true.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're shoving drugs down your throat and your fort. Well, it's got to be ADD.
Hey, if it's
Adderall.
if it's
It's just. I mean,
Wow.
it's just about that's the worst drug pusher we have is our own.
farm, oh god, man, yeah.
Well, we're not getting sponsored by Abbott Labs or Eli Lilly, are we?
Or the Purdue Pharmaceuticals. It's brought to you by OxyContin. I just make $10 million.
I don't feel any of my body right now.
No, right?
I feel great.
I feel fantastic.
And do bad things happen from some of this shit? Yeah, they do.
Of course, but you got to educate.
But there's
People
also
gotta make their
certain
own
things
choices
you
to do
need
what they wanna
to
do.
learn to accept in a free society. If you want a free society, you got to accept some bad consequences for some shit.
Yeah.
Some people are not going to make it. Others are. But is the overall arching ideal more important? That's just. But you want to throw all these rules and bad and boom and fuck you.
Yeah, it's an interesting battle.
But they don't learn from it. They don't learn from history. For fuck's sake, just pay attention to the trends. You wasted all this time and money on battling.
Yeah, but the key word is pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's paying attention.
No. I get it.
Battling the music,
I get scared.
running it back to the music. It just that always baffled me. Just these lyrics are bad for you. I'm like,
I remember going to my very first real concert. You ever heard of the band The Tubes?
Oh yeah.
The Tubes? And the opening act was a band called the Plimsouls.
The Plimsouls.
Yeah. Lead singer wore bowling shoes. So I was like,
I
that guy's cool.
feel like I know that one. I feel like I remember that.
They're actually, that I heard them on NPR recently in the last few years.
Oh, that means they're old.
Yeah, kind of. They
were opening for the Tubes.
Yeah,
so
very
they've
old.
been around for a
They
while.
were for a while, but the Tubes were amazing.
They're a great band. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I grew up near Six Flags, Great America, and they used to have a concert venue, and they put on concerts. Like Prince played there back in the day.
They did a million miles away. I remember that.
Yeah.
One. Yeah.
So they were in the movie with Nick Cage, Valley Girl. Remember that
yes.
film?
That's where I would have
They
heard
were
it.
on stage in the club in that one. I remember seeing that. I was like, oh
That's
yeah,
right.
I remember these guys.
remember
But the
that.
Tubes, it was like costumes and themes,
Yeah.
and they were just their
They're always
stage
different. They
performance
always-
was
yeah,
just over the top, and I was like, and of course at the time, the hit song was "She's a Beauty." Remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
a
yeah.
Great song.
Oh yeah.
And I remember I was there with a couple of girls that I knew, older. My oldest brother's girlfriend, And
You were at a concert with your oldest brother's girlfriend?
he joined the Navy, so he went away. I just kind of kept her happy while he
I'll
was
bet
gone.
you did. Yeah. You're not helping. Kept her occupied, huh? Champ, don't listen to this episode.
No, but I remember like being immersed in a crowd. This was the first time I was like in a big crowd, and I was like,
How old were you?
oh man, I bet you I was 15, 14,
15,
15.
okay.
And then like somebody was passing this little weird cigarette by, and they handed it to me, and I was just like, yeah. And then they were like, you sure you don't want to? And then I'm like, do I? I don't, Mom, I didn't do it then.
Yeah.
But I did later.
Like 5 minutes later.
5 minutes later. Yeah, but that was that first time of that communal spirit of the, But what a great show, just amazing. Like for me, I think that's what addicted me to live music.
Yeah.
That show, easy.
Awesome. I didn't go to a lot of concerts, so I think we went to a concert at the State Fair one year, and that was kind of as a kid. I'm gonna think Rick Springfield.
Well, that probably did,
and maybe Bond. I feel like it was older. Maybe it was Journey or something. But I remember. I think we went with my parents, and even then, I didn't go to a lot of concerts. Social anxiety disorder didn't lend itself to large crowds of people. It's very without an anchor there. But I'd have to have someone close by, so if I get lost, I got something to hold on to.
Totally.
So that's where a lot of that and my stuff geared more towards hip hop stuff and beats and listening to. Whereas your guys was a lot more like rock and roll and stuff. And my education in music, which was odd considering where I was. From Indiana, and everybody listened to country. I grew up with New Edition, Belle Biv DeVoe, Boys to Men, in that era, and so beats became an important piece to me, texture of music.
Sure.
But regular, and that's what then led to like DJing and some other things. I was very good at beats and understanding texture, moving between songs and programming and understanding how the room works and the club works and stuff like that to really move things around. I was never one of those guys that, scratches and does a bunch of stuff. But I could program a show for, I could program 4 hours worth of music just fucking running through, either mixing from a song that's running live drums, like AC/DC into hip-hop song or into like a synthy New Order or something, like that. So I got really good at that. And that's my experience for music, which I always feel weird, especially being around most of you guys, is he's all like rock and old school, and I always feel a little like the out guy. Just because,
Listen, I mean, that's everything.
Well, you are because you use an iPhone.
Well, yeah, and just because Brendan's entirely, it's wickedly judgmental on musical tastes.
Oh, shit.
So I try to keep my music choices quiet.
Is he a music snob? Is that what you're saying?
No, not at all.
None of it's good.
No,
I tell you what, we sat up. We sat up here
with my pinky up.
We sat up here one night listening to music on his screen, and I was just, man, I'm telling you, he's deep in it. He's into,
I told you.
He turned me on to some crazy cool music, and I was like,
oh,
what?
God, I'm glad you finished this.
I
I
was going to if he didn't.
going.
Fucking ready.
We're late night up here, and he turned me on to lots of great music.
He was deep into it, baby.
I didn't even hear me say that. Holy shit!
Poor Chris is he's still got that old school naive. He doesn't hear it, and I'm apparently
He watches the honeymoon.
Slightly behind, yeah. Oops, I did it again.
Oops, I did it again.
Britney Spears.
There's a beer in front of me that smells really
what is this?
smoky.
Yeah.
Is this please tell me it's a rock beer.
It's just from Brick and Feather Brewing, and I don't know where they're
Yeah,
from.
we've
but
had we've had a Brick and Feather before.
Have we? This is a Wolf Interval. And
What is
it's the smoked Marzan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Say that second word again.
Marzan.
Marzan.
It is I'm trying to see if there's a.
Oh, that's so smoky. It reminds. I'm smelling rock beer. I wanted it to be. I'm like, oh, it's got to be a rock beer, right? Nope.
No, but it's nice and.
Oh, it's pretty close.
It's almost a little mesquite-y, right?
Oh yeah, it's
or
pretty
hickory-ish, or some of those. I use liquid smoke in some of my cooking, and
I can't read on code. I can't read the freaking. I'm
neither
trying to see
can I.
where these guys are coming
He's
from.
got glasses on.
Yeah,
see
but I
where
gotta
it's
take them
from.
off to read.
But So I can't remember I know we did have another one from these guys. That was
They're
pretty good too.
in
Remember what it was.
Turner Falls, MA. What's MA? Massachusetts.
Mass. Yep.
Mass.
There you go.
Yeah, this is good.
Bamberg style smoked Marzen. That is beautiful.
It's almost it almost tastes like pork.
You get more.
So
smoke.
that's what a Rauch beer. No, I mean the smoky ones and the Rauch beers.
Right.
If you've had Primevals,
I
You had
have.
it's bacon. It's
Pork.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Now
all-
I
it
get
tastes
more
like
of the.
bacon.
Is
I
this
get more of
vegan?
that aroma. It's really that smokiness in the aroma is really thick, but I don't get as much of it out of the lager.
No, but it's still
It's
got a
really
very
good.
It's still got a light smoky to it
Yeah,
with a little
yeah.
bit of bitter on the back. It's got
Yeah,
a beautiful caramel color to it.
Yeah.
As a Marzen should, but it's a little. I think it's a little darker. It's a bit darker than a normal Marzen. Just from I'm guessing they smoke the malts. I hope.
And they don't. Yeah, and there's nothing. I have to look it up because I don't see anything on there with them.
I always wondered if you could do. And I'm not sure if anybody's tried it, but like they take the how you have the air stone, like when if you got an aquarium, or even actually we've had it in for some of our beers, we had kind of the air pump or whatever, and we had a little stone. You were pumping air into it.
Yeah.
For some reason, I wonder if you could almost put the smoke up through it, and does any of that dissolve? Is that making sense? Almost like piping the smoke into the liquid part instead of just smoking the actual malts, piping it through the liquid and just letting it kind of, bubble up, kind of like dry ice does, when you drop it in, but it infuses some CO2 into the actual
I would think so.
drink.
I mean,
It'd be interesting to, if you could smoke the actual finished beer product.
you can. You can smoke it. I mean, I
Almost
Yeah, they do that.
cocktails
Yeah,
and
they
you
do
can
that in
smoke
some of the
beer, so I don't-
cocktails.
you know,
Yeah.
why-
Well, yeah,
you
you randle it through some
probably
wood
take
chips.
some time. Unless you had it.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
But I think it'd be an interesting concept to try. I've actually.
Yeah.
I wish I keep trying to figure out what that process. That's a process. Like when you have an aquarium, you end up putting an air hose in with a little stone to circulate, to oxygenate the water. Could you smokeogenate the water?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
And then if you did that with that, could you do that with weed?
Can we get high while we drink? Yeah.
Well, the weed beer's going out, man. The weed beer's coming out. Our ramp it up.
So we did a Rauch beer one time, I think in your garage.
Yep.
We did I'm trying to think which rope.
I don't remember.
that was.
I think it was with the Wolfhouse Boys one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
don't
was
remember.
from somewhere.
Yeah. And it wasn't really my thing.
Nope.
This is my thing.
I'm
digging it.
Yeah,
How
this
are
one's
you with the
definitely
Rauch
more
beer at Prime?
Forward on the aroma from that smoke.
It is a one and done too. Rauch beers, unless you love them or smoky beers, you cannot drink a lot of them.
I tried the one at Primeval, and I didn't have
Not
a
as much?
positive experience as well. And I was kind of like bummed out on them. And
Yeah.
then this one now has kind of brought me back around. This could, because it's
Lighter, a little lighter.
so pork. When you eat pork, like that
Yeah.
smoky, I mean, it's like, and what we're really talking about is like the
Aroma.
the curing process or
Yes.
whatever
Right.
is being done in that process. So it's hickory or mesquite.
Sure.
There's going on, and then there's a bit of floral thing going on here as well. That's really, really
Which
nice.
is the charcoal and the ash part, which you get a little. That's really what's coming.
Yeah, I
out.
like it.
really enjoyable about all this right now is really the vegan explaining how good the pork is in this beer.
When you smoke pork and you eat bacon,
and it gets stuck in your teeth.
Yeah.
My wife's gonna whip open the bathroom door, and I'll be in there with a piece of bacon and be like, "You caught me, honey."
I knew I smelled pork.
when you're making, when you're cooking spam and
Spam,
shut up, don't knock spam.
Yeah, it's
No,
not wrong, it's
are you
bad.
Don't knock,
kidding me?
don't knock
Spam and eggs.
spam.
dude. That was the only meat I knew up until I was 12 years old.
I have some in my pantry right now.
Spam, dude.
Spam and eggs.
Spam and eggs, fuck yeah.
Yeah, there's some things I don't think they can. Is there a vegan version of spam?
No.
Okay.
I mean, there might be, but I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think you could get the same consistency. And
No, not without soaking it in spam.
I just chopped up a big thing of firm tofu and stuffed it back in the spam can.
Right. Mixed in with some pork fat. Yeah. Yeah.
No, this is phenomenal.
nice,
There's
yeah.
Nice.
a very smooth Marzen, like I said, very it has a little bit different than the Rauch beer goes. Rauch beer is usually a little smokier, I think a little more pungent. Depending on who's making it, obviously, or at least what I'm used to. And because I love the smoky beers, I can drink a couple of these with no problem.
Oh yeah, easy.
When we did that Primeval show, I had at least 4 pints of Rauch.
Wow.
Which
usually
is a
Rauch,
lot.
I'm usually good.
14,
16 ounces. I'm good with a Rauch, but Primeval, I can definitely drink a couple of those because I do really like
nice
those.
and cold, good to go.
Yeah.
And theirs are great, even cold.
Yeah, I can definitely crush a few of those.
Well,
but
everything Primeval.
But we let this warm up a little bit, so it's got a good nose to it. Color, lacing's
great
good.
nose.
Lacing's still good on it.
What's
actually
lacing?
quite-
What's lacing? I don't know what lacing is.
The stuff on the sides. When you get a little when you get a little head and you leave some on the sides, that's the lace. It collects and
Gotcha.
and has a good. When it leaves a film.
Okay. Well, I was just
open up, sweetheart. Check your lacing.
I got to be educated about these things,
No, I get it completely. But most of everything has a bad connotation, which I can.
which is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I'm horrible at doing.
And craft beer is definitely good about exposing. I mean, they play up to it, which is
Mouth
pretty fun.
mouth feels and.
I mean, just even on the brand their names, their beers and stuff that they get away with.
I mean,
funny.
we were just talking. My wife and I were driving out towards the Hamilton Town Center. It's like there's a BJ's
BJ's Brewhouse.
brew house.
Yep.
They're putting in a BJ's wholesale club. I was like, come on, guys. Seriously, like the guys in the marketing department are like,
Hey, where are you going? You going to BJ's Club? Yeah.
Go to BJ's? Yeah, I'm in the
you know
club.
they're all like in their suits, serious,
Right.
and they're all looking at each other, but everybody's looking at each other like,
Hey, where do you work? BJ's. Really? Yeah. Oh, they've been using
Dave's
that for
Wholesale
years.
Club or BJ's Wholesale Club.
That's why I always like Tool branding, getting guys to wear T-shirts that say Tool on them. I always thought was hilarious, man. Like,
Oh my God.
did they do that on purpose? Because it's fucking.
Oh no,
it's
the
phenomenal.
greatest it's Judas Priest when what's the lead singer's name?
Rob Halford?
Yeah.
Halford.
How did I remember that?
Yeah. Shit.
What the hell's going
motorcycles,
on?
leather, all these
Right.
dudes are like, yeah, and then,
And
he,
then like 30 years later.
he's like, oh, by the way, I'm a twink. And everybody's like,
I've been going to the Blue Oyster Club for years.
They're still wearing it though.
damn it, man.
I don't care.
It's like you guys look.
Breaking the
Before he
law.
had that leather on, he was in dresses on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how do you
Get a
not-
clue
yeah.
from that.
There was a good breaking the law.
Oh yeah. You discussed some great old albums,
my
man.
gosh.
Stream
Oh,
was
of
a great
course.
album.
It's
Yeah,
spectacular.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Even I'm okay with even I'm good with all that stuff.
Yeah.
And listen to that kind of rock and all that. So
But like going to one of my first concert was Moody Blues and Beach Boys and in the Fix. Was the opening
I can
band.
Fix.
At Castle
You got to
Farms.
see the Fix.
I don't understand that pairing at all. So Moody Blues to me, I know one Moody Blues song, I think, and that's
Oh, I love the Moody Blues. But
that's
why I
is that
I didn't
Nights
give
in
a
White
shit about
Satin? No, or is that
Nights
What's
in White
the-
Satin? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I know, which is
Jesus.
synthy kind of
Yeah,
ambient noise.
I thought it was nuts and white cotton.
yes.
Man.
Nuts and white cotton, never knowing the no. But so I know that song, and then I know the one Yes song.
Oh,
at the
Roundabout,
time,
yeah.
whatever that one was, it was on MTV. The video, you know
By
what I'm talking
Yes.
about.
Yes, you said
Yes.
Time. That's a Pink Floyd song.
No. I said I know one song from Yes.
Or
But-
The Time.
No, what are you talking about? No, I never said the word time at all. I never said. I never
yeah,
actually
I thought you
said the
said-
word time.
You didn't?
No. What was the Yes song?
Owner
Owner
of a Lonely Heart.
It's the
Yeah.
only one I know, and that's fine. That kind of fits in my mind with the idea of the Nights in White Satin band,
Moody Blues.
Moody Blues. But then you throw the fucking Beach Boys in there. I don't get that tech. I don't get.
Yeah, and it
that
was funny because
texture.
it was odd to
Because
me.
it's synthy rock,
And
and then the fucking
Beach
Beach
Boys.
Boys.
I think I don't know if it was.
Were they on a synth rock kind of experience? Were they doing drugs?
About that time they were doing Kokomo, right?
We hung out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I was saying. I can't remember why they were. There's some reason they were big all of a sudden for a little bit again, and that's what it was. That was
That's like Van Halen opening up for fucking Jimmy Buffett.
And I don't remember, like, everybody hung out in the parking lot. They didn't give a shit till Moody Blues.
Okay, Beach Boys. So the Beach Boys.
It was a concert with the Moody Blues and the Beach Boys.
It was the Beach Boys,
And
Moody
yes.
Blues, and the Fix.
On the Fix.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said yes.
weirdest
I thought you said
lineup I've ever heard
But
of.
even then, the Fix still
was
doesn't
I
fit with the
fucking
Beach
love
Boys
that
at all.
band.
Oh yes,
Dude, I love the Fix.
But it doesn't fit with the fucking Beach Boys.
No.
Again, it was the Beach Boys. That was the Kokomo shit going on. That's why they were
So-
big. So they even played
Were
with
they
them.
opening? For,
And they were
the
they were
opening
the same
act?
era from
Were they the opening act
It was
for all the old peoples before they could listen to something before they went home?
The Fix opened, and then the Beach
Are you
Boys.
shitting me?
It's the
The
Beach
Fix
Boys.
had
I know,
yeah,
but
Was John Stamos with the Beach Boys then?
How do you?
I don't think we even watched one lick. I think we were all out. We didn't go. We didn't watch.
Nobody went in to
Chip
see
with
the Beach Boys, yeah.
with the
Well, I
Fix,
mean,
they went back out
the
and
Beach Boys couldn't play last because the old people had to get to bed. But
That's true. Yeah.
some point. So.
Moody Blues song. I'm tell you what, and I love Moody Blues, and they sound live. It was incredible because a lot of bands live don't sound as well, and.
Right.
And what they do, and the music they do make, you wouldn't think that would translate well live.
Right.
You know, sometimes some of the bands are completely different when they try and do that shit. And they sounded fantastic because they're great musicians. I always loved Moody Blues, man. It's a good nighttime music. So night,
for sure.
I love it. But Beach Boys I never give
See
a shit about.
that's my DJ brain of going. Who's figuring out the meshing of the fucking band?
Well,
there?
I mean, I think Live Nation's done a good job of doing that now, cross-marketing bands.
A little better,
Like,
yeah.
They can see who's, they can, I'm sure they can go on to, like,
Right.
the
But now there's a
streaming
mu-
services
yeah.
and see
Yeah,
who's, what critical number of people are listening to this band and put them on the same bill.
But I think there's a little bit easier now too because you can put like a slight hip hop act in between a couple rock bands and it's okay. Ever since Run DMC basically. Some of those fit together, depending on the type of obviously the hip hop act or whatever. You don't need Boys to Men opening up for Van Halen, or something like that.
I mean, now it makes sense. But.
Well, yeah, because they're dead.
It's true. Yeah.
But it's still you don't throw Jimmy Buffett in with the rock band.
Zeppelin.
It's not, it's like
Jimmy's an open for Gore in the next.
Did you say Guar?
yeah.
Well, hey, the other fans dress up, so they just music's a little bit different, but be some
parrot heads, and severed parrot
Gore
heads.
fans getting out with the parrot heads and going, "What the fuck? The fuck is he supposed to be?"
Yeah, exactly.
I saw Primus doing, they were performing Rush's Farewell to Kings.
Yeah.
Well, that feels natural.
Well, yeah, but the opening act was like it was just oddball. Like I listen, I have very little expectation because I'd seen Primus a couple times opening for Rush back in the day.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have huge expectations, but there were some that like the crowd makeup was just throwing me way off.
Yeah. Like
they were like there's
Mom and Dad are out front, and I'm
a lot of people there with like Rush shirts, but they were like really kind of like nerdy looking. But that's every Rush show. But
that's every Rush fan.
that's true. But they were like the most nerdy because it was Primus. Because Primus is not like audibly pleasurable at all, really.
You don't like Primus?
I like what Primus is doing.
Okay.
But it's a little, sometimes it's a little difficult.
It's hard to take in long doses.
Yes.
Because that's a whole lot of bass slapping. That is a whole lot of bass slapping going on.
I appreciate what he's doing.
I always appreciate. I thought the music was very good. It was. I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What I hated about Primus at the time was I couldn't stand his fucking voice.
His
I thought it
voice.
was so
That was it.
stupid. And I was like, why don't you get a singer?
As he's yodeling out, yeah.
I didn't like that at all. But then I've heard him do some other stuff. It's like, God, you don't have to sing like that. Why do you fucking do that? And
he's doing Rush, and it was like I was like at very moments you could hear he was like nailing, like he was right there singing it perfectly, and then he'd go off and do going down to South Park, friends of mine.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not the I wasn't sure if he was actually complimenting them or kind of mocking them, or I didn't know if he just doesn't know how,
breaking from Tom Sawyer into South Park. Yeah,
I mean, obviously he has something going on. I mean, he's an oyster head with with Trey and Stuart Copeland.
He's an amazing bass
and he's
player.
with
a lot of bands
Sean Lennon and the.
He had to form his own band because nobody wanted to fucking play with him because he was too good. No, I was like,
no, I get that.
Well, yeah. How often do you see the bass player be the actual, the lead guitarist? Basically.
Well, and he's basically driving the melody of the song too.
Right.
Most of the time.
And you watch
him
him play,
him and Flea and a few others are just the premier bassists.
Yeah.
But I don't even think Flea. They're two completely different styles as far as that bass goes.
And
how
a
they
big
use it.
Chili Pepper fan, I guess it's.
I was,
like some stuff here and there,
and then I got tired of hearing fucking whatever that one album and whatever Under the Bridge or whatever,
Yeah, and that's not a good album, Milk Mother. But
I
just don't want to see Flea's dong anymore.
Well, that would, he's a little old for that to be. Well, Brandon wasn't, so he was okay with it.
Yeah, I didn't mind. Kind of missed a little. I got bigger.
Like there's a point at which you just tuck it away, and let's just move on.
Okay, your balls are lower than your penis now. Time to hang it up.
I've literally, listen, I'm not in a boy band for sure, but I've always joked with the. It's true. I've joked with the boys in Fast Cadillac. It's like, why don't we perform with just the socks and with an elastic band? Right. Tube sock over our bits and pieces and nothing else.
It's like, well, I need a long tube sock.
It's just not getting any traction. I don't know why.
I don't make knee socks anymore.
I just don't like having to stuff my balls in that long.
All
sock.
the guys showing up with
compression socks and old man.
I was thinking of crew socks, but what's the next one down? I don't even remember what the low cut one
Anklets.
was.
Anklets.
Necklets.
No shows.
No shows. Yeah, that's all we need in Fast Cadillac. It's because we're Scottish.
Just all wearing kilts.
We just need a pair. We can share it. Gonna have to move the mics a little closer together. That's all.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's awful.
Anyway, let's take a quick break.
Take a quick break.
Break out some more beer and talk about what's going on.
I feel like you just went Primus on there for a minute.
Oh yeah, I feel bad. Sorry, Les.
Cheers.
Met you in a haze of days, a deja vu, blazing down the avenue, trying to make a buck or two. You said you had nothing to lose, amazed I knew you were telling truth, so we blamed the days and drove out to something new. Live on a holiday stay. What we grew in the fields is what we ate. Wasn't enough to satiate the hunger in our souls. So I drank the blended cactus and you set up on the road. Where are we going? No one really knows. But him, the past can never fail to follow me. Roosters crowing, it's time for you to go. I can hear a freight train whistle and left you with the jug of wine in the Louisville Strip. It was Easter time with the banjo clipped to the back upon his spine. A tin of tobacco, a bag of rice, a nomad's grip on a state of mind. You smiled back, knowing this was not goodbye. Now the rails looking far out. Had a close shave and the burling his Billy Cloud. You followed through with being insane. Frozen heaven, fell to hell, drowned inside a wishing well. Caught a bus back home with a tale too tall to tell. Glassy eyes in a darkened mind, he sat completely paralyzed, like a ghost who'd lost his grip upon the grail. But life's a big old bitch when you see it transfixed on the pain of the past. Not a hint of progress, it's a calm that did. It's a scar on your wrist when you're driven everywhere you go on your regrets. They say you'll be dead if you can't get rid of all that shit that spins around in your head. If you don't wanna be another throwaway kid, gotta buy yourself a steak, goddamn on the red. But it's so hard letting it go. Getting visions of the Aubin road. I know it hurts like hell to come back down and put your roots in the ground, but you trample all the flowers with your head stuck in the core. Where are we going? Where are